Okay, guys, welcome back to our AMA. Thank you for joining us. Again, don't forget to following us if you are new here because we will host more AMA in every single week with $100 as a reward. Okay, we have honored speaker from TechTree, uh, Mr. Kevin Stephen as CIO and Mr. John Chod and Mr. Salim Madani. Okay, let's invite them here. Hello, guys. Welcome to our AMA. Thank you coming in this event.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Thank you for all who joining in this AMA, and we will starting in the first segment. Okay, let's go. First segment, first question. Can you introduce a little bit about yourself and your team to our audience? Thank you.
Yes, of course. So my name is Kevin. First of all, thank you for having us. The most surprising fact about TechTree is likely that we actually never planned to build a project. 2 years ago, the core team was part of a community takeover for a rugged token. The liquidity was about to run out, so we tried to save this community to make the people whole. And by doing so, we searched for a utility. And we found education to be a huge demand in the market. So while this idea of rescuing this token didn't work out in the end, because of the limited time and resources, we still sticked to this vision. And I'm telling you this right off the gate to show you that we've been there. We feel you. When you ever bought into a scam, when you ever built a project and had limited resources or time, if you overexpose yourself, we've been all through this. And this is the vision that that drives us to make a safer space out of crypto. So due to this event of meeting, our team is distributed over the whole world, some in Australia, some in US. And to me personally, I'm in crypto since 2017. I love crypto, and it was pretty hard to start in the beginning. And I had a friend that supported me all the way through. And once I realized how it works, I turned around and helped others with this. So in 2018, I became a full-time advisor in crypto and helped people to get set up and all this, to travel safe, and teach hundreds of German customers there. So this vision stayed with me for a long time so far. I want to help people to get more resources, more time for their family, for the things that really matter to them. And in the last 2 years, I lived and breathed the NFT market, which is amazing to not only play this chart casino up and down all the time, but to build a community that supports each other, that gather together to build something cool. And I'm still super surprised sometimes how this team came together, because the people I work with, I probably would never have met in another way. For example, John, he's with us here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's a cyborg because he's never sleeping. He has such a ethic. And he joined our team shortly after we started to drumming up our mint. So he can probably describe best how he envisioned our team in the beginning.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you. Just super excited just to kind of share the word. Like Kevin said, my name is John. He doesn't think I'm human, but I can assure you that I am. I don't sleep a lot. I think it's overrated. And so I take advantage of the time that we have on this earth to do great things. I met the team, the TechTree core team, back in, I think it was September of 2021, which is like 2 or 3 decades in blockchain, Web3 crypto time. If you've ever been around for 6 months, you've got gray hair already. So it feels like a lifetime, and that's not in a bad way, in a great way. The way that I came to interact with those folks was kind of a strange encounter. It was a mutual kind of friend, unbeknownst to me. that got us together. At the time, I was kind of running my own technical analysis and trading platform, really designed to help people, kind of demystify how the charts worked and how trading worked, and kind of teach people how to do things in a very responsible way so they don't get wrecked. And then one of the other core founders reached out to me, and we just started having this dialogue. And ever since then, I've just been working tirelessly to get this project where it goes. Like most people in this space, I have a very demanding regular job. But the mission and what we're trying to do, the utility of our overall project is so of such paramount importance that I make the time in my busy schedule to make sure that I keep moving this project forward. But as much as Kevin thinks that I'm the man in the middle, I'm just part of one piece of the team. Without it, all of the great things that we have been able to build together would not come to fruition. And so we have a very diverse team of professionals inside and outside of Web3, crypto, and blockchain that have decades worth of real world experience, which is pretty awesome. We're all docs, all of us, every single one of us. So we, accountability is very important to us. But in addition to our fearless leader, Kevin, we also have David. He is our chief of education. He is the guy who runs the education side of the house when it comes to all the content that we're producing and then putting up there. So he has a tremendously difficult job to do because we're dealing with a lot of different content creators and different personalities and different time zones. And so having to juggle all of that is incredibly difficult. We also have the chief of business development, Josh. He is a guy who's out there trying to make these collaborations happen and looking for ways for us to make sure that our goals for the future we can make sure that we meet those and have the business underlying business to be able to support our lofty goals, which we have some pretty lofty ones. We also have a CFO. His name's Kim. He is our DeFi wizard master. He's pretty amazing. He's leveraged some really cool tech and some cool tools. One of the platforms we use, NightSwap, they have a really good host of stuff that we like to use when it comes to like our yield farming and stuff that we'll talk about later. But he is the man pulling all of those levers in the background, and he's done incredibly well for us. And so we take his lead on that. And then second to last, we have our beloved Linda. She is our director of mindset. Part of our component of our education is having the right mindset to be able to thrive in this space, because it can be incredibly difficult. And so more than just even Web3, the mindset just in life in general is incredibly important. So we onboarded her. She's been with us for a very long time, and she's an amazing human being. So I can't wait for us to be able to share all that content that she is helping curate for us. And then last, but certainly not least, is our other person on the panel here, Salim. And I'm not going to talk about him because I'll talk forever, but I'll just turn it over to him, and he can talk for himself.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, John. So my name is Salim, and I'm the Director of Education, which is I tag team with David on the education side and the content of it. So basically, I joined TechTree when they were ramping up their first mint, because I was in another project and they popped in as education, and I was doing the education for that other project. Again, that project failed, and I had the idea like, but like many projects fail and they don't deliver, and so I'm going to start a blockchain school. And so I DM'd those guys that seemed to know about education, and I was like, hey, here's the curriculum I thought of. What do you think of? Because like I went to your MAs and you know what you're talking about. So, and the conversation continued, and in the end we realized like we basically had the same end goal. And so we decided, instead of becoming competitors, to join forces, and I've been with them since, well, now that we are in December, it's been a year, and it's been a hell of a year. And so this is for me, and I do education content. I verify the knowledge and the meat of it so that we stay on point and all of that.
Okay, thank you for all for introduce about name and position and background. We are very happy to know you guys. Thank you. Okay, next question. Please explain what TechTree are, what is TechTree, and what some interesting stuff from your project. Thank you.
You're muted, John.
Thank you. So TechTree at its core is an educational company. We're mission focused around bringing Web3 technologies into mass adoption, and we know that for us to be successful in that endeavors, we got to teach people how to use this space appropriately. And so we want to do that in a reasonable way. We want to do that in a safe way, and we want to leverage, just real world, professionals in this space to help teach other people how to navigate it safely. And to that end, we built a Web3 portal. There's a Web2 side of it as well, but where we put all of our educational content. And it's been a long road to get to that point. But over the past year, we've definitely put our heads down and gotten to work. And those folks who are familiar with our project just know how much we've done in this past year. Right now, we have a portion of our content that is 100% free to every single person. You just need to leave an email address, and you can go in there and experience it. It's not the Web3 side of our portal. It's more on the Web2 side, traditional gate of entry, which is the email access. But we can drop a link later for everybody so they can get in there. But we like to think it's pretty cool. It's user-friendly. It's easy. Right now, there's 20 safety and security videos in there. We made the decision, very early on as a project that we weren't going to charge people for safety and security content. We feel like that's a right for people in this space. And if we're going to promote, safe navigation of Web3, then we should be able to teach that for free. And so we've done that, and we put those up there. And so, hopefully folks will enjoy that. So we also have the Web3 side of that portal, which is this way more content than that's on the free side, for good reason. It took time, money, and energy to produce all of that, and so that's behind a paywall. Primarily, though, for our NFT holders, one of our parts of our project is the Inventors NFT, and that is an NFT that has just tremendous amount of utility. At its core, it gets you into our TechTree Education Web3 portal. It's gated by our NFT, and we have, I think at count right now, we have 50 videos in there right now, with another 10 dropping by the 15th of December. So we're thrilled about that. We also have the learn to earn mechanics that are built into that. So we want to really leverage, this kind of technology with regards to people and their journey in education, and gamifying it was a really easy way. Actually, not easy. It's an easy way for people to consume the content, not easy to implement. It's been tremendously difficult, but we've cracked it, and we've implemented it. And so far, everybody is just raving about it. Part of the other part of the NFT that makes it really special is, because we're an educational platform, we are really trying to teach people the power of responsible use of this space. And a big component of this space is decentralized finance, or DeFi. And so we took 25% of our Generation 1 mint, which was a decent amount of money, and we plopped it into several different yield farms on NightSwap, which is owned and run by Knight Financial. And we started farming it about, I think it started in February, if I'm not mistaken. And in that time, we've done tremendously well. We take we use that farm to do a monthly giveaway. We call it our money treat because it prints money. And every month we do a giveaway with that. And so we take half of the yield and we auto compound it with the really cool tools that Knight Finance gives to us to make our pot grow. And the other half we give out to all of our, not to all of our NFT holders, but they register their entries, and we hold a drawing once a month. And so far we've had 70 winners. And has given away over $24,000, and that's all just predicated off the fundamental principles of DeFi and yield farming, and the yield that we take for that. And so it's a pretty cool component of our NFT. I'm not going to lie. It's some people that like to go into the NFT space are more of like the degen type folks that really want kind of the more of a more fun type stuff, which is there, and so we provide that to them, but. It's cloaked in this whole, we're trying to teach you how to build this farm yourself thing, right? Because yes, our success is collective and we've done a good job doing it, but more than anything, we want to teach people how to do it. And no better way to do that than by putting it on full display with our money tree, which is linked to our NFT. The third part of our project, which Kevin will get into a little bit later as part of our roadmap, is creating what we're calling like a Web3 safety alliance. Basically, our goal is to become an independent type third party where we can collaborate with other projects that are like-minded to make sure that we have a consortium of people and projects that are all moving in the same direction with the same goal, and that is to really onboard more people into Web3 safety. And so we're excited about that. We didn't want to lead with that because we didn't have any credibility in the space, but because we've been here for almost a year now, and we've built what we've built, and we've been doing what we've doing, we're starting to take active measures now to start to build up that alliance of people. Great question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for detailed explanation. I hope our community understand with your answer. Last question for this segment. Can you explain what TechTree has been done from the roadmap and what are TechTree plans for the future? Thank you.
So roadmap. Around the mid of 2021, we gathered together and we planned to have this mint, to have the return of Ada Lovelace, Tesla, and Leonardo da Vinci as our NFT characters, because we thought about how would those inventors build this future, how would they build this safe Web3. So that was the vision. We started with this, and this NFT launched in February 2022, which sought out the first generation of 1,111 NFTs held by 300 inventors, roughly. And the interesting thing is they know what they got. They actually never really solved. The floor was already, the collection was listed at max of 1 or 2% overall that year. Then, right after the launch, we took the 25% of the mint, put it into the money tree, what John just said, which happened in March. This giveaway gave away about 25K USD so far to several winners. In July 2022, the Web3 portal launched, and people were able to see their money tree, calculate their entries, all gated by an inventor's NFT. So we found out how to do this Web3 gating and provide this utility to our holders so they know what's happening there. They can look in the machine behind the curtain. Then we expanded this Web3 portal by the education, again, gated by the NFT. This happened in September. And yeah, from there on, you were able to consume the content that we still release on a monthly basis into this portal. And shortly, we implemented the Learn to Earn aspect of it in November. So by consuming this content, you will be able to get some, it's not an on-chain token, it's basically points, but you can use those points to get more entries into the money tree. So you have a higher chance to win the cash prizes, whatever, and you can accumulate them and use them later if you want to. And right now we are drumming up we are minting our generation 2, another 6,666 inventors, which will again give access to our education, to the money tree, and it will support the money tree, of course, by more assets. And what we plan for the future is what John mentioned, this safety alliance, which is an important cornerstone for me of our vision, because if you come to a project, they may educate you. Every project needs to have some education, how to mint, how to do this, how to get fiat into crypto, whatever. And if you do this, you have to trust this project, and they have a lot of work to do it. So we thought, if we have this onboarding into crypto and into traveling safe, we take the heavy lifting from the project, and at the same time, you know that this project hires a third party for this education. So they won't hide their scam somewhere between their content or whatever, which a smart scammer would do. So you get more legitimacy by using this third party service as a project, and we want to bring in as many projects as possible to distribute this safety security information and want to build a network of different projects supporting each other on this endeavor. Then the next step in for probably Q2 of next year is the TechTree, which is one of the ideas that I love the most, because we've been through launching a project twice, with a Rugged token and with building TechTree, and then with building the Inventors NFT. And by the way, we had a failed mint before where we just minted 20 with close friends, family, and learned a lot from this. It was just to test it out, kind of. And we've been through this and learned so much and discovered so many tripwires a project discovers in its early stage that can really hurt, that we decided to provide kind of like a workshop where you go in, you spread your idea, and then you get feedback, deliberate feedback on how to protect yourself from this early tripwires, how to avoid maybe being a security. We don't do legal advice, but there are red flags. Which red flags would I see if I invest into a project? What do you need to consider on the dev side and all this? So while we are not an incubation platform or a launchpad, we help you from zero to this first step, and we have a network of other projects that then are launchpads or incubators or whatever, which we can then bring into this game to support you thriving. And our long-term goal is to have this not only in Web 2, Web 3, but in the metaverse, like building a school in the metaverse, building a university in the metaverse. We already own a parcel in one of the VR metaverses, and we have collabs that build their own metaverses. So there's a lot of optionality, and we plan to roll out the first pilot project next year. So you can walk into a building in the VR space and consume our content there, get educated on this. And yeah, that's of course an exciting topic that we can discover probably for another 5 years, because the metaverse is growing pretty fast.
Nice. That is very great answer. We are very happy to know about your progress. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for all explanation. We are done for first segment. So let's continue in second segment, which is question from Twitter. Okay. We start for first question in this segment. First question from Hannah. Hannah 101923. Okay. Here the question. How does the project work, and what is the main purpose? And do TechTree have something unique to offer to the people? Thank you.
Yeah. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking it. I'll start by another question, which is, how do you learn crypto today? And the answer is basically you're going to Google it, and you're going to go on to YouTube's, and the content is messy, not organized. It doesn't take you from zero knowledge to great knowledge or deep knowledge of it. And so that's the main purpose of TechTree, is to build something that is structured and that we say, okay, come, you don't need to have a knowledge in crypto or prior knowledge to it. It helps, but you can come without any knowledge. We'll take you by hand at first. We'll show you the steps, and baby steps after baby steps. When you look back and see all that you've accomplished, you'll be like, oh, wow, I've walked 1,000 miles. And this is what we offer. And the uniqueness of it is we know how to structure education and information, because you can be the brightest mind out there and in knowledge, but in order to teach it, it's a different skill. And David and I are doing this at our regular job. I do this at the university, and David was a teacher. So we know how to structure the knowledge and to not cause information overload. And basically, if we are to be successful, we will have to do it together. And so providing the opportunity to anyone that wants to be part of what we're doing and to just embrace the blockchain world, because blockchains are changing the way we live and breathe in the 21st century. There's no doubt about it. But you have to be armed, otherwise you'll be a slave to the tech. And so we want to empower users to not be slave to the tech, but master of the tech.
Okay. Thank you. Second question from at Fox33199 This is question about your NFTs. Can you explain further about the utilities of these NFTs within your platform? Are they meant to be held as simple collectible, or will they have additional benefits? Also, will you have your own marketplace to sell and buy the NFTs? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great question. So our NFT represents several different parts of our ecosystem. I kind of framed it a little bit in one of the other questions, but primarily our NFT is a pass that just opens up a whole new world of for the folder that they've never ever seen before in Web3. Like, yes, we've got some really cool art. Yes, you can be using it as a collectible, and that's great. But where our NFT is vastly different from anything else that's out there is just the power and the awesomeness of the access for what it gets you. It's bigger than just the mark in the regular NFT market of buying and selling and trading crypto, which is fine. It's important if you want to take our NFT and buy and sell it and flip it. Like, I get that, but if that's how you're using it, fantastic. But there is a whole other world and layer of access that comes with this NFT that is much broader than that. It's bigger than the money tree giveaway system that I talked about, right? Our NFT gets you entries into this monthly giveaway system. So it's broader than that. But just even if you just wanted it for that, you wanted to be able to have a chance to win something every single month. Great, you could do that, but it's bigger than that, right? It's bigger than the educational content that we're providing within the Web3 portal. As much as we want to safely onboard people into this space, and we're going to use education to do that, the NFT that this person has is a lifetime pass and access to that. But it's still bigger than and broader than all of that. And I say that because, and I don't just mean to sound, I don't know how to say this. We call it like Pollyannish in English, like kind of like dreamland. But it literally represents endless possibilities to that holder, because the education that you're going to get, the network of people that you're going to get plugged into to help you on your journey through this space, it's you can't put a price on that. At least I can't. I've met some amazing people working on this project that I would have never, ever met before, that have changed how I look at how I diversify my investment portfolio. And in return, I've taught them how to become a better trader by using technical analysis. I would think that those people would look at me and say thank you, as I say thank you to them. Again, all due to the power of our NFT. And so I love the question. It's great. To finish it off, though, when it comes to like a marketplace, we're not going to create our own marketplace for the buying and the selling of it. We think that the good folks at OpenSea do a fine job doing it, and they can handle that monster and tackle all of the good things and the bad things that come with that. We're going to stay away from that. So there's my answer.
Okay, thank you. That is the detailed answer. I hope our audience understand with your explanation. So, guys, TechTree will not create their own marketplace. Thank you. Okay, third question from at Africoche9. I read that you can support young and ambition project with our Dev3. So what will you young or new project get if it is supported by Dev3? Will helping with Dev3 make it easier for young or new project to succeed? Can you explain? Thank you.
Yes. I mean, I mentioned the debt-free before, but I love to expand on it. Perfect question for me. So let me start with what you don't get, because there's so much advice out there, so much shilling, influencing, whatever, however we call it. So many bad advice that you can avoid, or that is quite costly, and you only know if it worked out. I mean, many of them work, some may not. And you only know if it works after the fact. And we've been through this as well. I mean, and we can help you to get clarity what you actually want, where you are, and how to get to close this gap as fast as possible. So which tools could you use that don't put on a super high debt on you? What tools should you consider to be safe on the legal side? Which partners could you consider? What can you do with yield farming, setting up a money tree, do whatever you want with the DeFi? Because in my opinion, if you know where you want to be and you know where you are, that's half the work. If you then just do the right steps in between, you will reach your goal, probably faster than you think yourself. And this, together with the community feedback that we can provide, because we have educated holders that exactly know what is a red flag, what would I avoid. They learn how to be successful in the space. I mean, they learn how to fish in TechTree, and they learn fishing together in the inventors community. So they know exactly what to look for. And if you get feedback by a community of educated people that then consider if they buy your stuff because you're close to us, you get supported, and all this, this is pretty valuable, because young projects usually struggle to build a community, or they have the whole roadmap rolled out, printed out, before you get access to the community and can interact with them. And then you change things on the way. You get FUD because you change your roadmap or whatever. So this is that. We plan to scale this next year, but if you already run a project and look for support, you can always hop into our Discord and reach out, and we see what we can do there. And once we know, hey, you're a legit project with a good goal, with utility, with actually a model to drive revenue, because that's an important part. You can't just mint and build out of this pot the whole future. You need to drive revenue somehow, which is why we have TechTree selling education on that end, which we can always use to build our education further and expand it to the metaverse and all this. So if you have this revenue model, if you're legit, if you probably, if we are doxed with each other, which makes sense to me, then we could hand you over to projects that we work with, that are launchpads or investors, seeders, whatever the network brings us. That's another benefit of the Safety Security Alliance, for example. We think here in ecosystems, by onboarding as many projects as possible there, of course, we will also onboard people that are interested in young projects that can thrive. And from the NFT utility, we have a special thing on the money tree. When you stack your entries there to win something, and you're a close partner to us, or a project supported by us, there's the possibility that our holders get an additional bonus on their entries by holding your NFT or your token. And this is again, matching together the communities, exchanging it there. So we can support you with an initial community as well, if we can convince our community that your project is great. So that's what we keep in mind by building up what you do.
Okay, thank you for your explanation. Next question from Hub Winners. This is about training in TechTree. Is the training provided by TechTree only in English? Any plans to produce education and training content in local language? Thank you.
So for now, the training is in English because it's the lingua franca, or the language of the internet. So it's the most widespread language. We do have plan to produce or translate the content into other languages. So Kevin here is a German native speaker. I'm a French native speaker. So these are probably one of the easiest or low-hanging fruit there in terms of language. We also have one other content creator who is a native Chinese, and we're in talk with him to translate the content into Chinese. But for now, it's in English. Then there is the possibility to add subtitles in different languages. So thanks to my academic background, I also know about AI and AI translations, and the models there are getting really good for without too much going into the detail of it. And so that is something we could explore as well, because that is the easiest way to translate it, is to add the subtitles. But for now, the majority of our community speaks or understands English, and so we do not see a demand for it. We will definitely have this in the future, just because we have one world, but we have many languages. And so it makes absolutely no sense to just have it in English. But for now, that's the low-hanging fruit.
Okay, thank you, guys. You can learn for first launch with English language, because English language is internationality language. Okay, thank you for the answer, Mr. Slim. We can continue in the last question, which is from at Mickey Girls 394. Here the question: to start becoming a learner member at TechTree, we must hold an NFT inventor. Sorry. To start becoming a learner member at TechTree, we must hold an NFT inventory. Is there an active period of membership, or is NFT active forever? Thank you.
So first and foremost, you do not need to be a holder of our NFT to be able to be onboarded into our community and to get some of our education. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we have a piece of our portal, the safety and security content, that is 100% free. Our Discord's free. We do a really good job on the inventor side of the Discord to make sure that it's a welcoming place for others. We try to minimize holder-specific sections, because we want our holders, and we want new people that come to our community to be as one, and we want them to collaborate and communicate with one another and us while we're in there. We spend a lot of time in our own server, I think, which is a bit unique. A lot of owners of big projects don't actually go in and dialogue with the people, but we do. And that's to show people that we are here for them and we're on this journey together. And so first and foremost, you do not have to own an NFT to participate in what we're trying to build. That being said, if you do buy one, your access to that education is for life. There is no grace period. There's no vesting period. You own it, you've got it, and you get access to the entire Web3 portal and catalog of our education, which is very impressive. I think once folks go, and I challenge you to go and check out the free stuff that's out there, you're going to like it. It's unlike anything else that's out there. The production quality is incredibly high. The content is relevant and easy to consume. I would think that even people who struggle with the English language, or English language as a second language, I think that they would be able to consume that content fairly easily because of the way that we have it formatted. But having the NFT is definitely where you want to be. Kevin had mentioned this earlier. Our generation 1 has not really seen the floor of OpenSea at any given time, maybe 1-2% max. And so the people who have these NFTs know what they have. They're not selling them. There are people who are trading them to get higher combinations for the money tree calculator. We see that a lot. But by and large, the only way to really open up the entire gate right now is to get one. So fortuitous for everyone. We are doing our Gen 2 mint. But again, I have to stress this. You don't have to buy one if you just want to get access to our community of people and get a piece of the education. You'll still learn a lot. So we didn't want money to be a prohibitive factor for people to be able to be safe in this space. And so that's one of the pillars of who we are. And that's why the safety and security content will always be free. In addition to NFT getting you access to the content, we are a couple of weeks away from a traditional Web 2 kind of subscription paywall system for folks who just want to try it out. Maybe they don't want to drop, I think right now the pre-sale is 0.12 ETH for our NFT. That's going to increase to 0.14 in about a week or week and a half. And so maybe somebody doesn't want to pay that much money for it. We get it. That's fine. And so we're going to be opening up a traditional way for people to be able to use fiat via Stripe or PayPal to be able to get access to the content, so they can check out more of it and see if that's what they want. But I'm going to tell you, I think people will want more, and that's great if you want to go and buy a subscription for a few months. But I would probably, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I'm a very calculated person, I would probably say that that person who buys a monthly subscription will end up buying the NFT a few months later, because they will realize just how awesome it is. And again, like I said in one of the previous questions, it transcends utility. Utility isn't even the right word. I don't know. We need to find a synonym for it, but it's much broader than that. But thank you. That's a great question.
Okay, thank you. That is very detailed answer. So guys, you can learn and consume the content from TechTree with free. You don't need to have NFT. Okay. Thank you for all explanation. I hope our community understand with your explanation. So we can continue to start to the third segment, which is live question. Okay. Have you seen in our live? You can see our community send the question in comment. Okay. Yeah.
I have picked one, so I would love to start.
It's very quickly, and don't forget copy and send to me. Yeah. Okay.
So let me do it. Yeah, I was looking at the chat, and the chat is awesome. Like, hey chat, but you guys are awesome.
Oh. Okay. One question. Let me copy. Okay, thank you. Maybe you can answer for the first question.
Okay, perfect. So, do you want me to read the question out loud?
Yeah.
So, the question comes from Kingfree.
Yeah, King.
What does the educated Web3 and crypto user need? And, well, if you want to thrive in that space, you need three things. The first one is Web3 and blockchain knowledge. Second one is traditional knowledge, because blockchains are invading the whole of society. So you need finance, you need IT, you need whatever knowledge, like your day job knowledge, what you already have. And the third piece is you need to have the knowledge to bridge those two worlds, to make it, because this is how crypto adoption occurs, and this is how the blockchains are actually changing the world. They don't live isolated from the world in that magical place that we call the internet. Just like the internet affects your life, you affect the internet. And so these are the three components I would say that you need. And this is why we have built the curriculum that way. It's to allow you to first attain that knowledge of that new thing without thinking that, oh, you need to be a developer or you need to be a super programmer or a trader to understand what we're saying here, because will take you from zero to superhero. And then we're also going to allow you to make the bridge so that the industry or your life or your day job will benefit from it. Or because we don't have all the answers, you will find new ways of applying the knowledge that we're going to teach you in order for you to thrive. And maybe there will be new business opportunities that we have not come of, or new ways of using the technology that we do not have thought of. So for me, this is really what an educated Web3 and crypto users need is, one, the tech. Second, what is the actual system and how it works. And then the third piece is that bridge that connects the two.
Okay, thank you. That is a question from TechTree, and we can continue in second question. Okay, I will take it first.
Right, so I will take the next one.
Yeah.
Why is NFT so important in your project? By Ed Sheehat 1974. So the reason why we utilize NFTs for our vision, I mean, we could just set up a company and sell education. It's a pretty common model and it would work somehow. But at TechTree, we want to teach you, on the one hand, how to navigate the space safe. But the more important, we want to show you how to sail together with others, because your network is equal to your net worth. If you have the right network around you to have access to early information, to alpha, to whatever, then you thrive in the space, usually. And also, you just need to... usually, you always need someone who answers your questions. There's always this friend that you call, no matter if it's the broken PC or the blockchain having a hiccup. If I need an answer to AY, I would call Salim. And not everyone here has a Salim to ask him about AY, right? But AY is the future. So we need someone to ask. So we want to build this community. And in crypto, NFTs are this equivalent of community. You have token communities, but they are pretty focused on this one token, where NFT communities are commonly broader. And by building this community, we agglomerate a lot of smart people that know their stuff in their specific niche, that have their passion in different aspects. And this is, the vision of the NFT. And John mentioned it, you don't need to pay money to access the safety security content. And you actually also don't need to have an inventor to join our Discord and ask questions. Because if you are just setting up your wallet, or if you are unsecure, if a project you want to mint is safe and you have nobody to ask, what do? You skip it, or you just try it and burn maybe a few $1,000. And to avoid this, you can just hop into the Discord, ask your question, and usually there's someone helpful around that can just guide you through this. And this is, for me, what makes a good NFT project. And also, the NFTs bring the possible utility of access to different things, whether it be buildings in the metaverse, exclusive access to the school or to the university, or special events. If we onboard someone who does masterminds on a specific topic, you could just take your NFT and go there and access it, no matter if it's in Web3 or in in the metaverse, or if you show it real life. So that's the thing that we build around this NFT. And with combining the money tree into this, just for holding it and submitting your entries every month, there's also a way to still have this upside of making money without the need to sell it. Maybe there someday will be the possibility to stake it to get those entries and all this. So there's just a lot of things you can do with an NFT, and our project is chain agnostic. While you buy your NFT on ETH, because this is where the bigger NFTs are, we can integrate into every Web3 portal. We can give access to any project that is whatever, on Polygon, on Solana. We can create out something for them and they get access to our portal. And yeah, we don't need to be focused on one chain by this NFT, because the actual utility happens somewhere else.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah, I've got the next one. So this is by February678. Where can I buy the token NFT now? So there's a couple places where you can go. Obviously, OpenSea, there's the secondary market on OpenSea that we talked about. Personally, I would go and mint one right now. Our mint site is mint.inventorsnft.io. The only reason why I say that is because one of our more rare NFTs is the Ada Lovelace. She's an amazing inventor from the past, and there are, I think, only 2 for sale in the open market, and one of them is at a half of an ETH, and the other one is like at 45 ETH because she has some rare attributes. So I offer that to you because you can't get her really. I mean, I guess you can. If you want to go buy the one, go and buy it, or the 2 that are out there. But minting her, you got about a 20% chance to mint her. So if I was somebody new and I wanted to buy one of the NFTs, you definitely could go into OpenSea. There's I think there's only 10 or 11 for sale right now out of 1,111. So there's not a lot. But the mint is definitely where I would park my money now, because you want those Ada Lovelace tokens. They're incredibly rare. They never see the floor of OpenSea, very rarely actually. And so, having a 20% chance to mint one thereabouts, pretty good odds.
Okay, right. Thank you. Next question, maybe from Mr. Slim.
So for me, I will go with this one. What is the big mission of the TechTree project from Joe's33? And the really big mission, the end goal vision of TechTree is, first, that in any metaverse that you come, you will find a TechTree university. And that will allow the students to really create a passionate community about it. And then the second big mission of TechTree is, this is why I keep my ties at university, is that we want to give the possibility to people that did not have the chance to go to university to have something that is recognized by a university, so that if they want to continue into higher education, they can. Because for now, the way you do or you go to university is more or less, depending on the country, if you're rich or not. And otherwise, you have to go through school, and if you didn't like school when you were a kid, but you like learning as an adult, you're fucked. And so this is what we want to change. It's how you can access or get a better job or go to university. And I'm confident, because of the quality of the team here, I'm confident that the TechTree name and the TechTree formations will be recognized by professionals in the blockchain space as well as university. It's not going to be now, because we know where we're going. This is the end goal, but it takes a long time. But if you stick with us, as you're super early, you can just get the information from the start when it goes. And it's less intimidating to go on TechTree now, where we have 50, 60 videos, than when we will have the full catalog with 600 videos. We'll still take you by the hand, but it's better to start with 50, 60 video now and 10 to 15 each month, then in a year and you're like, oh, wow, there are 600 videos. Where do I start? So that's the big mission of TechTree.
Okay, thank you for explanation. Next question.
Yeah, so I will pick the next one. Do you have an ambassador or referral program by ASTRAEA? So there is, for the Inventors NFT itself, there is no referral program or something like that because it's crypto. But TechTree as a company, we separate this. We have the NFT for crypto to do the crypto things in the crypto style, have it public facing, doing collabs and all this. And on the other hand, we have TechTree as a company that, of course, has this education and portals and can build portals for others, and that aims to grow. And whenever we grow there, it will support the Inventors NFT as well, whether it be by stuffing up the money tree or by faster and better content in more different venues. So yeah, there is an ambassador program for TechTree. If you're interested in rolling up into our BizOp team there, please hop into our Discord, reach out to us, because that's, there is a huge demand for education in this market. And when we've been to different events, we made a lot of friends with projects that want to do education, and they are all great people. But looking back to events just 1 year ago, most of them are just not there anymore. It's a hard market to build this education, and once you got it, you can turn around and sell it. And this is exactly what TechTree does, of course. So yeah, reach out to us in our Discord, Inventors NFT Discord. Right, you are interested in going into the BizOp team, and you're invited.
Maybe one question more. Yeah.
I'll take it. Okay. What makes TechTree unique project others? By @Reese8. Post it in here. Give me a second. I got to copy it. This is a fantastic question. Okay. What makes TechTree unique projects? A unique project? The people. It's simple. At our core, that is who we are and what we are. Our team is authentic. We're all doxed. Everybody in our community, they're awesome. We don't, as a project and community, we don't tolerate just negative energy. Everybody kind of gets on me from time to time because I have zero tolerance for it. And so I'll just ban folks outright for just, not being kind people. So I've been asked to be a bit softer from time to time. So I'm going to try and do that. But there's a reason why I have zero tolerance, because we want an environment and a community that cultivates just a great spirit and energy. And so again, just the people. It's plain and simple on all fronts. The people. That's what makes us unique. Everyone's amazing. That's all I got.
Thank you. That's all question. 5 best question has been answered. Maybe we can close, or you will answer one question more. Maybe want to answer one question more.
Yep. I suggest Kevin answers it because I see it in his eyes. It in his eyes.
Yeah, so another question on collabs. So would you be collaborating with other projects? By Carl0717. Yes. So yeah, of course, we aim to collaborate. We aim to make the space safer. It depends a lot on your project, of course. If you are just getting started, we have the dev tree. If you are already built something together, tinkered something up, and want to get started, it's actually the perfect phase to reach out, because with our content, you don't need to tell the people how to mint stuff, how to set up wallets, how to onboard crypto, fiat, whatever. You don't need to tell them how to avoid any scams, because it's all built there. And a big part of this is already in our free safety security part, which we can give you also, possibly under your umbrella. So there are possibilities to mirror our project, our portal, for example, with the brand of your NFT or of your project. So you have this education portal and give it to your partners. And the same for the money tree. We have this money tree. We kind of cracked this code how to have instant utility that makes your holders happy, because our holders, they didn't sell at all. They just held to it. They built more sets to have more in the money tree. They consumed the content. And these two combinations are instant utility that are kind of a match for any project out there. And when you collect money, then start building something for 6 months, and then deliver, there's a long while that you need to fill in between. And this is right where education and safety and stuff like the money tree makes a lot of sense. So yeah, reach out into our Discord if you're interested in collaborating. There are paid ways with TechTree. There are other ways with inventors. It just depends on what you do and what you can offer in exchange, of course.
Okay, thank you. 5 best question we can answer by enjoying explanation. I'm very happy to hear with your explanation. Okay, guys, we send link of website Mint in this live. You can see in our screen. We have sent the link, so you can mint the NFT inventory in the TechTree website. Okay, we can close our AMA. Thank you. I am very enjoying this AMA. I am very happy.
Thank you for having us.
TechTree, you're very, very good teacher. I think that all explanation very easy to understand. We are very happy. Thank you. So we can close our AMA officially.
Thank you.
But before we close the AMA officially, is there anything to you say to our community? Is there anything you want to share with us?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I hope we were able to share our vision for what we want and how we want this Web3 space to look like. We know that you won't be disappointed if you come and visit us within our community. We're quite confident of that.
Yeah, we are very happy. Maybe from Mr. Kevin Ascio.
Yes, of course. So thank you so much for having us. Loved the questions, loved to be here. And if your community is now wondering themselves what to do, that's normal. Whenever you find something new, you are confused and have to do your research and all this. The best first step, if you want to start with education now, is just hop into our Discord, find out how the people are there. You can ask your questions there. You can do everything there. You find all the links to the free stuff, to the Mint page and all this. So it's never bad to connect with people. And even though you don't end up buying something with us, which we don't really care, if you hop into the Discord and are just there to enjoy it, that's fine for us. Then you can connect with people and benefit from this. So I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for the chance.
Okay, thank you. Maybe one more from Mr. Slim.
Well, as they all said, honestly, the only way that we are ever going to succeed, even as a humans, is by being together. And we can be together if we look out for each other. And this is what the inventor community does, is we look out for each other. That's why they don't sell. We don't tell them not to sell. They just look out for each other. And so if you want to find a home, if you want to find a place where you can feel welcomed and where you can see like how we can change the world together, changing the world together is just one click away, and it's through our Discord, because this is where we start changing the world.
Okay.
So thank you very much. I wish we could like answer all the questions, but time is limited.
We can do that in the Discord. We will be there.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, hop over and we will find a way.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we will close this AMA officially. And for all audience, we are very thank you joining us. We are very happy to your spending time with us and share more with more knowledge about NFT, Web3, Web2, and more about blockchain and educational crypto. Thank you for Mr. Kevin, and thank you also for Mr. Slim and Mr. John. Thank you. We can close our call. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Guys,
Thank you very much.
we will close our IME. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice day.